This complex cannot proceed no matter what the contents of the Reserve Management Act, and no further whether a resource consent is obtained or not. If HAT's proposals are bulldozed through, there is a significant chance the matter will end up in the courts. And if the two opinions are held by the courts, it doesn't require me, the author, to tell you how that will be seen by the public. Probably similar to what's happening with this latest poll. Among the other things, they will want to know how the council came to overlook the requirements of the Reserves Act. Now, any discussion or questions regarding this can happen subsequent to this meeting, and the said author will be, and the group will be happy to meet accordingly. So, first slide, why should the public? As I've said, this question is fundamental to the... Oh, how do I change slides? Next one. Yeah. Oh, go back one. Oh. Is fundamental to what's been discussed tonight. This image here is from the website of an organisation called the Hobson Group. They are the consultants assisting HAT and Yachting New Zealand in their bid to build on the Northern Reserve. The message is quite clear. Cut through red tape, remove the hassle of dealing with a local board. I think they've been quite successful in their mission statement to date. The message is clear: local government, the council and its rules are a hassle, and they need to be expertly handled to get what you want. It is the degree to which HAT and Yachting New Zealand have applied this approach, in the way that they have managed, manipulated, hijacked the process and caused widespread public and unnecessary public alarm and media attention. It must stop now.
Okay, Mr. Maidment, I realise that you had a little bit of difficulty there. Are you able to make your final points in the next 30 seconds and then we can ask some questions? Or?
Yes, I certainly can. What I'm going to do, can I just, Joseph, with your permission, can I just quickly zip through these? Because they speak for themselves.
Really quickly.
Okay. As far as requiring more boating facilities on the North Shore, that's what we've got so far. The triangle is the holiday camp, the rest of them are dedicated to boating. As far as popular support for saving the campground, it speaks for itself. These people have come from Auckland. The couple on the left came for a special weekend in their camper van from Papakura, stayed here, took in a show, got dinner at one of the local restaurants, a special weekend. The other couple came down from up north, did a similar thing, to meet friends. There are a lot of examples of that. This campground is not just used by international visitors. Over 50 shops in the local area supported our campaign. Waka Ama do not want the Yachting New Zealand to be their landlord. They know that their time in that area, despite having historic roots there, would be limited if that be the case. The local boating club don't want Yachting New Zealand there. And I speak from a yachtsman of over 40 years' experience, large boat, small boat, offshore, onshore, and around New Zealand.
Mr. Maidment, I think that's probably a fair point for us just to now move to questions, if you don't mind. So, members, are there any questions of Mr. Maidment? No? Okay, thank you for your presentation, Mr. Maidment, and we'll move to the next presenter. I apologise if I get this wrong. Rohan Lord, thank you. So, again, when you're ready, if you could address the board.
I just need to...
Sorry, actually, just as a procedural matter, we'll deal with them separately. Can I move that we receive the presentation from Mr. Maidment? Do I have a second? Seconded by Member Cohen. All those in favour say aye. Contrary, carried. Sorry, now you can resume, Rowan.
I've got a presentation.
Oh, you do? Sorry. Here we go, and when you're ready.
Thank you to the board for taking the time to listen to me today. So I'm in a difficult situation because I love camping, and I've camped from Afghanistan through to Uganda to Raglan, and I've been a top sailor, I guess. And New Zealand have been very good to me. They've given me an opportunity to be an administrator at the last Olympics, so hence the jacket. So I want to talk about a solution where everyone wins, because what's presented is not world class. And why would you rob a social and economic goldmine and take it away from the people. So with this situation, this proposal...
Sorry, so if you could stay near the microphone.
Okay. So with this proposal, the beach camp stays, the public wins, Takapuna businesses win, and also the sailors win through the academy, regattas and the high performance centre. And I admire Yachting New Zealand to try and secure a high performance centre because we need one. Yachting New Zealand achieves a high performance centre and the local council have listened to 80% of the people responded. So this is my experience. Very briefly, I feel a bit embarrassed to comment on this, but I was a squad member in 2007, laser champion, and a few other points as well. I'll move on from that. So, a Yachting New Zealand centre, because that's really, as the public sees it, we need it. We've performed well in the Olympics in the past, and we need it to reverse decreasing participation. From Yachting New Zealand graphs itself, it's decreased. Clubs have reduced 21% from 2008 to 2014. Pre-Olympic nomination will take 2011 versus 2015. It's down 22%. 2 classes aren't going to go to the pre-Olympics, which did do last year, on a numbers basis. We need to increase the feeder funnel. New Zealand have done a great job, in my opinion, from learn to sail, but we need the second tier and we need an academy to get the schools coming through. And it will increase motivation and focus, which is seen especially in the Spanish centre, which I'll show you shortly. Other key ingredients for success is also funding reallocation, selection policy revision, and reduce costs to participation, and that's the international federation's job. Laser World Champs, for entry fee and to charter a boat, is $3,500 before you even get on a boat. A plane, I mean. And this centre is not world class due to the physical limitations, and I'll show you. Okay, this is the UK centre, which New Zealand proposed.
Can you try and move through as quickly as possible?
Okay, Learn to Sail Academy, mast up storage to stop depreciation on boats. Cranes, slipway for ribs, Paralympic sailability. We don't know whether it's going to stay in after Rio. It may do, hopefully. Medical rooms, cafe. Now let's go on to the Spanish one. This is the Spanish centre. Santander. Again, mast up storage. Safe berthing of ribs, which are used by coaches and safety officials. Protected weather ramp, hard stand, conference facilities. That's what is world class. So we need a breakwater built, and I don't believe that can be done because I believe there's a protection order on the reef. We need ample parking space. We need mast up storage. We need a crane. We need in-water rib berthing. And the head office, I understand, the head office can't be at that venue.
Okay.
And what happens after that?
You. Thank you, Mr. Rowan. So, any questions? Okay. There doesn't need to be a motion for that, but we can continue with the presentation if members are of that view and they don't mind that. We've got other presenters waiting, so continue.
Thank you. So, what's patched, I'd like to reiterate, is not world class. Truly admire Yachting New Zealand's determination. So therefore, there are other alternatives. We could go back to the original bunker concept, which would be the first choice. And I understand there is some issues with that, but I don't fully understand them. We've got the houses right next door to Takapuna Boating Club, but that's very expensive. We've got the car park, but we're crossing the road, which points back to right next to the Takapuna Boating Club. why would that be good? It's close to Mitch, which David Abercrombie mentioned is important. It's got 80% public approval, I'm assuming, because the holiday park is going to stay. It's going to be used by the community, 60% public, 40% Yachting New Zealand. We can put an academy feeder system in there to get the numbers up. Let's get people sailing. And then we'll get medals at the other end. Area freighting boats and the motor camp, holiday park. It's going to provide accommodation for those participants at the academy. The holiday makers are going to benefit the local economy because whichever way you dice the numbers, there's going to be more people going through the holiday camp than there will be at the high performance centre. And it's going to, this is purely my view, with this issue that we have at the moment, it'll restore the equity in Yachting New Zealand.
All right, thank you, Mr. Rowan. Any questions from members? Question from Member Cohen.
Just clarifying on your...
Sorry, your speaker box.
No, I got it. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just in regards to your suggestions, if the Strand was pedestrian only, for example, what would be your opinion then as regards to the risks and things?
It would reduce the risk significantly, so it would be, an acceptable side, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. So we'll proceed with that. I'd like to move the motion that we received the presentation from Rowan Lord. Do I have a seconder? Seconded by Member Cohen. All those in favour say aye. Contrary, carried. Thank you. Lou Farrand. Lou Farrand. There we go. Similar process. Thank you, Lou.
Wow, this is amazing. I heard about the camp closing. I didn't believe it. Who would close a camp? Anyhow, it turned out to be true. So I didn't know what to do. I'm an old granny and, what do you do? So I got my little motor home. I had some graphics put on the back. I grabbed a couple of forms, grabbed a little table and I grabbed a chair and I went and booked in at the camping ground. And I thought, someone might come and sign one of my forms, who knows? Well, they arrived in their droves. They came running up. They increased their pace when they got near the table. Where do I sign? Where do I sign? Where do I sign? What do I do? What do I do? It was unbelievable. I was sort of shocked. I had to ring Jan several times and say, bring another table, bring more people, bring more forms. And these are the people the public, who don't understand. They understood all right. These people felt cheated. They felt violated and they were angry. And they weren't angry and violated because they'd been burgled the night before. They were angry because they felt as though no one was listening to them. And they thanked me for doing what I was doing because they had to be heard. And there were little old ladies older than me trotting along with their walking sticks. And they didn't have the internet. They didn't know what to do. And they were just so happy to have an opportunity to express their wish. And, yachting's great. I had a brother and a father who both represented New Zealand, but they didn't have to kill a camping ground to do it. I just don't get it. Oh, nor did my 10-year-old grandson. He said, Granny, lots of people love that camping ground. He said, but the council just don't get it. He's 10. Why don't you guys get it, those ones that don't get it? I mean, thank you to those who do. But, this is iconic. If you're into town planning, don't wipe the jolly place, build around it. It's iconic, it's unique. And we're ready to just put concrete there and put building on that and grass on top of that. I don't know. I heard you, Joe, waxing lyrical about the pump house when I was here a month or so ago. And you said something about this heritage building and how we had to find some money to mend a leak. My neighbour, Genevieve Beecroft, fought for that, and she fought very hard, and she was fighting the Joe Bergens of that time. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Farron. Question from Member Cohen.
Yes, Lou, from what you just said, obviously you didn't actually have to misrepresent or oversell the thing.
I'm not into public speaking. I just stood there and they came to my table and they wanted the camping ground, and it's just part of what we are. It's Kiwi. I didn't have to do anything, and that was brilliant because I'm lazy. And it was just great.